to be considered elite, specifically, what peak Cannibal was and what Lewandowski and Benzema now, is we now have to now see you in high pressure situations. We now have to see you in big games. We now have to see you in difficult situations. So see you in difficult situations and see you succeed in difficult situations. Let's go back to Lukaku. The biggest criticism that people have of Lukaku is big games, doesn't say what's up. Against the games against Juventus, he didn't say what's up. Belgium against Italy, well, let's keep it real. Before that Belgium-Italy game, most people believed that Belgium were the favourites and Belgium would win. I thought Belgium would probably win. I thought it was going to be a close game. I thought Belgium would edge it. But Lukaku was kept very, very quiet by both Chiellini and Bonucci. So the question is for Lukaku, you've not only been able to say what's up in these big games. And if you can say what's up in these big games, we will call you a good striker. We may even put you top 5, but we can't put you at the very top and make you elite. For Harry Kane, people could say, okay, he doesn't even have the kind of opportunities to be put there because, again, look, for England, wow, it's a miracle that they even reached this final. But you have played finals for Tottenham. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to say, hey, man, you can't judge him on the disaster class of the Champions League final because he was injured. Also, or because he wasn't fully fit, because he had not played for 2 months. The very fact that you take that, you take upon that pitch, I'm going to judge you. The moment you cross that white line and you are on that blade of grass, you're going to be judged. And you put forth a disaster class. I don't care whether you're fit, whether you had too much ice cream, whether you visited Siberia so much. The fact is that with my own 2 eyes, I saw you lay down in the disaster class in the biggest final you can play in the club game. You know. And then we obviously saw you in the Euro final where, again, you were doing nice things. You were doing nice dribbles. You were controlling the ball, blah, 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 blah. But as a striker, you didn't have a single shot on goal for like 2 hours. Remember, this is it was 2 hours. So regulation and extra time, you didn't have a single shot on goal. So when you see these things, you're like, we know what Benzema did in during key Champions League knockout games for Real Madrid. We know what Lewandowski did during that treble run, specifically in the Champions League knockout games, because the big knock on Lewandowski was, he never shows up in the Champions League, that he's just a Bundesliga stats padder. Then we now saw how crucial he was especially in those knockouts, in beating the crap out of guys. Because the thing with Lewandowski was not only his goals, was his overall play. Because Lewandowski gives you shades of what Ronaldo was in terms of, I can finish, but give me the ball, I can pass, I can control. I've got a good football brain to bring in Muller, bring in Gnabry. And again, for Pick Cannibal, I think it was like 40 plus goals he had in that 14-15 season, and he just went balls out for MSN on all fronts, specifically in the Champions League. So we can't call Lukaku or Kane elite strikers unless they succeed in those difficult positions. Because once they succeed in those difficult positions, then it's like, aha, we can now put you there. Because that's why I keep on driving home this thing of ... A player that scores multiple amounts of goals in league games against average teams, I will still commend you, because playing well is playing well. So you must always commend someone that plays well. But there's playing well against an average team and playing well against an amazing team. Those are 2 different things. Player X, who plays well against an average team, is not the same as player Y, who plays well against amazing teams. Because you playing well against an amazing team shows a higher form of difficulty. And therefore, you are a much better player of a higher caliber if you're able to say what's up against a better team. So where Lukaku and Kane are concerned is, if you're now up against smarter defenders, better defenders, who read the game a lot better, who are much more physical and a lot more savvy, if you play well against them, that is now what adds to the narrative of you being elite. We can't call you elite because, over the course of the season, look at how many goals you scored and how many assists. Now, that's all good. If you show me that sheet of like, man, look at this. Look all these goals and look at this assists. Great on paper. I want to read beyond those numbers. I'll say, okay, cool, give me that sheet of paper. Now, these goals and assists, Who were these goals scored against? How many of these goals were equalizers? How many of these goals were winning goals? And what kinds of matches were these goals scored in? Again, you know my say, I love it. CL semi, CL final. Was this against a big team? Euro semi, Euro final. Was this against a big massive team? And yes, I know, Harry Kane, you missed the penalty. You scored the rebound, but you missed the penalty. So I'm not sure how much I can make it count. So I think that, every player wants to be respected. I think after Lukaku had, before that Inter season, I know for a fact that Lukaku, it pained him in the way that people mocked him. The way that people mocked him, the way they ridiculed him, the way they laughed at him and so forth. Because again, like Lukaku obviously strikes me as a guy who is very into social media. I mean, if you're signed by Rock Nation and so forth, you're about the culture. So you're really in with, okay, what are people saying? What are the memes? What's going viral? And Lukaku got destroyed on social media. So 100% he would have been determined to prove people that, no, I'm that dude. And that guy I saw for Inter Milan last season was a super striker. And what made him so good was his all-round game. Because my thing is, I always say to guys that for a defender, I need you to defend. A midfielder, I need you to pass. For a striker, I need you to score. So yes, you did the foundation well. You scored goals. Now, let's see what you can add on to the foundation. So of course, he got the goals. But he got the assists. He has the hold-up play. He has the dribbling. He has the decision-making. He has the awareness. And just that all-round quality game is what made Inter such a devastating and effective side that deservedly won the league title. And for Kane, look, Kane is a damn good striker and a damn good goal scorer. And again, what you now saw from him, it's almost similar to Lukaku. What you saw from him under Mourinho was a guy who helped to increase and expand his game and really added a greater element of being able to drop in deep and provide for some, provide for other guys. So these are quality modern strikers who bring more to the game than just goals. But that's not enough. That's not enough. For some people it is, but for me that's not enough. For these guys to now again move to be able to sit at the table that Lewandowski, the Cannibal, and Benzema are at, you've got to do what they did at the highest level against the very best teams. To watch the rest of this vid and gain access to more content crack, think about becoming a Patreon member. Click the link below in the description box or head over to patreon.com/halfhope and gain access to more content crack. Let's ride.